What's good? It's Sam here, and I wanted to go over the numbers that I got for the first full month. So I think I started posting consistently at the end of October, and I just finished getting all the data in for the month of November, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So we're going to look at it on a weekly basis, and then we're going to look at it on a monthly basis, and we're going to compare some of those numbers along with the number of likes, comments, and subscribers throughout the course of 2018. And this is part of the journey to getting to $100 a day online. If you haven't been following, make sure you press that red button that says subscribe. Then you can follow along. Made my first $3 online the other day. If you go to my channel, you'll be able to see one of the last videos out there. It says something about $3 more than likely. Click on that one and you'll see exactly what it is and how I made that first $3 online. Anyways, now to get into it. Okay, so right now I've got a weekly view. Where is it? Right here in the center. I've got a weekly view, and we're looking at the entire year from January 1st, 2018 to December 2nd. So if you look over here, it's actually December 3rd, but the data doesn't update that quickly. And we're looking at a weekly view. So if you look at this, this one right here, and I come down here, that's actually the second. So this is just 1 day worth of data. Okay, so anyways, get to look at it. As you can see, the growth just continues. I haven't checked the actual, so I actually track everything in a spreadsheet. So I've got over here, this is modeled out to about 250,000, what I need to get to about 250,000 number of minutes watched by the end of March in 2020, which is right here at the top. So total minutes per week by the end of March 2020, 250,000 right here below my finger. And at that number, that should be probably about $2,000 a month, and that should cover the vast majority of my non-discretionary expenses. So I modeled it out at so at the end of March in 2020, to get there is about 7.8% growth per week to get there. And then if I wanted to get there by the end of August in 2019, it's about 13.5% growth rate per week. Now, in the yellow there is the actual numbers. So as you can see, started at 950. This would be the growth at 7.85%. This is the growth at 13.5%. This is what I actually hit. So growing faster than both of those numbers. And then week number 2 was 1163. Whoops, I'm sorry. 1487. 1163 was a 13.5% growth rate. So I beat it again. I actually grew at a 24% clip relative to that number there. And you can see, as I come in a little closer, and then went from 14 to 22, which 54% growth. Then last 2 weeks ago was 3,000, and then 4,000. So if you look at this, I'm already on track for right here, the second week of March. So I'm already beating the numbers for the second week of March, and it is this is the week of ending on December 1st. So I'm December, January, February already ahead. I'm 3 months ahead. 3 months and 9 days are ahead. And so if I made no progress over the next 90 days, I'd still be on track. And actually slightly ahead of track, about a week ahead of track. So this gives me plenty of running room, because you also factor January tends to be a very good month for my channel. So hopefully I would love to be able to break over 20,000 minutes in the month of December. 20,000 minutes per month represents 240,000 minutes on an annual basis. So at that point, I will be able to start monetizing the channel again. and get to $100 a day much faster. And so I wanted to go back into the analytics here, and now we're going to take a look at the monthly data. So I'm back into my channel right here. Still got the same days, January through December. The current one. So this is just kind of ignoring because it's only 1 or 2 days into December. However, if you look at this amount of data, right? So this is January. Did it very good. I did 10,750. If you come out here, this is 10,837. So actually, this was the best month of the year in terms of the minutes watched. Where you're like, well, how have views? So I come over here, pull up the number of views. The number of views was 9,700 versus 8,100. So the number of views was just crazy as well. And then we're going to take a look at, well, I'm going to show you the number of videos published, but we're going to do that last. So you get to see what is involved in getting there. This is the number of likes on a monthly basis. You can see in, where was this? In April, I had 59 likes on the content that I had out. In the month of November, I had 286 likes. So just an astronomical growth rate in the month of November. Now let's take a look at these. So these factors are what they call the engagement right here. So let's take a look at the number of shares. I don't think this was very high. Oh, actually it was. Okay, so that was also the number of shares with the highest. So 36 people shared my content. So if you're watching this, share this with somebody else who you know who has a YouTube channel. This might be useful for them or interesting to them. That's number of shares. Number of comments. When we pull up this category, this is interesting, right? The best month, it looks like right in here. Where is it? So 14 comments in the month of January, which was a good month, like a decent month right there. Completely destroyed away. 77 comments. If you look at December, right, which we're, according to this data, we're in 2 days into December so far. So within 2 days, that's 4 comments. That's 4 comments per day. I'm already beating, like, you know what I mean? I've already beat a few of the months of the year, and it's 2 days into the month. So the month of December is going to be crazy. So let's go down here. Let's check the number of subscribers. And this on an annual basis was also crazy. 67 subscribers, so a little bit more than 2 per day in the month of November. Now, if you look at December, right? December's been we've been 2 days into December so far. And I've got 7 in 2 days. So that's averaging, that's averaging 3.5 per day in terms of the number of subscribers. So in the month of November, it was, if there's 30 days in November, it was like 2.1 per day on average. I'm at 3.5 already in December. Obviously, there's only 2 data points, so it's not super accurate in terms of actually holding a lot of significance. But even just in 2 days in, I had 7 subscribers. That was more than pretty much most of the other months in the year. 2 days in. So I found that very interesting, and I'm going to just continue along this journey and see where I can take not only YouTube but the other stuff online, and how long it takes me to get to $100 a day. If you want to follow that journey, that's awesome. Make sure you press that red button to subscribe, and there's that little bell next to it. Press that. It gets like little parentheses around it, and then you just get to see this awesome face every time I post a video. Like, who wouldn't want to see this face, right? That's what I'm telling you. You need to press that bell button. And last, if you had any other comments or things that you think would be valuable for me to look at in terms of the data, let me know. I also have a lot of other videos that describe my thought process and how I exactly go through and market the content. Oh, lastly, I almost left this out. So if you're still watching, I'm going to show you the amount of work that's actually involved. So now I'm going to show you the total number of videos published on YouTube on a monthly basis. So here we go. That is just destroying every single other month. And so you're like, well, what is that number? How much did you actually put out? You can see right there 114 videos in the month of November. So you're like, well, that must have been from really shitty quality content. Yes, this is true. But I'm going to put it out there and let the market decide. And clearly, some of it's catching on. I'm not going to judge it. I'm just going to put it out there and see what happens. And if some of it's good, some of it's good. If some of it's bad, some of it's bad. We'll see. And I'm not going to know unless I put it out there. So don't judge yourself. Just put their content out there and see how the market responds. There's been plenty of pieces of content that you maybe didn't put out just because you judged yourself. And you're like, I don't want somebody else to see me that way. Stop doing that, bro. Like, it's crazy, right? Anyway, stay tuned. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. And stay tuned for more update videos in the future. Peace.